fucking 5-year-old little bitch!
I love that song.
It's a good jam, man. Doug did pretty good with that. And by the way, might I say, this is a whorehouse.
I dropped the leg.
That's right. Boom. Take us in, Chris.
Well, welcome to another edition of WrestleShoot. I am Chris Casanova, and next to me is my talented, beautiful, bodacious Arvana White of WrestleShoot, Rob Wilds.
Hi, Pat. It's good to see you.
Whoa.
All right. So we're back. We're back. Only goddamn legitimate tag team in Florida's professional wrestling podcast community. Ugh. And in Texas. And today we're going to go over finishers part 2. We were going to make this only a 2-part thing. We'll figure out. It might turn into a 3-parter after this, but we're going to wrap up what we was doing last week about the most dangerous finishers that are out there. And we went over some pretty impressive shit. We talked about the Canadian Destroyer.
Yep.
Any kind of a pile driver, but especially that abortion that Owen pulled on Austin.
Yeah.
What else we get into? The heart punch?
Heart punch. Yeah, our favorite. Yeah, and that was it. Well, we got some pretty good ones coming up, though.
We did the Swanton. We hit on that one, right?
Or the Shooting Star.
Shooting Star, yeah, that's what it was. I mean, they're both pretty much the same beast. They're both equally as dangerous. But yeah, anyway, so we got some new ones to pick. You want to go first, Chris? You want to make our first pick?
I'm having some technical difficulties here. Let's see.
What?
My end.
Me to help you out?
Let's see. No.
Don't take us off the air again, goddammit.
No, I promise. I think you're going to have to bring them up. I'm some technical difficulties on my end.
All right, so... Oh, there you go. Now your mouse is moving. So go ahead and pick our first one. Any old time. You son of a bitch.
Look at this.
That's how we're going to get started.
Yep.
What is this? Is this payback for the heart punch?
No, not at all.
Let me tell you something, dude. The Wild Driver was fucking over. I don't care who you are, where you're from. The Wild Driver was fucking over. Even if you didn't know how to take it, you were gonna fucking take it.
Either willingly or unwillingly.
Yeah. I mean, Rick Michaels, he's a prime example of somebody who's been snatched up and yanked down. But what about my finisher is just so dangerous?
It's a guy that's throwing it.
Oh, so you're trying to call me a crowbar or some shit?
Yeah.
Garbage. All right. Okay. All right. So, was that your pick? Are we done? Got anything cute you want to say?
I think we need to go back to it.
No, don't pull it back up. You mother.
So now look at the bump here, though. Look at Christian's not even taking a full bump. It looks like a half a bump there. Knees are down.
That's because Christian's taking it wrong.
Yeah, he needs to kick out.
Just like Casanova used to. Kick those feet out from underneath you so far, you kick the baby in the first row.
Oh.
I mean, you kicked babies in the first row anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. You know what? Fuck you, Chris. We're moving on.
All right.
Well, let's go ahead. Oh, you know what? I know this is one of your all-time favorites. Somebody we both hold in great esteem used to throw it. And that, of course, is the Ghost Buster.
Oof.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Oh, my God. I think that's... Is that Sharp taking that?
It looks like it, yeah.
And look at him, dude. He's completely vertical and completely trusting in the end of this spot, man. Good for him. As you may or may not know, is Coco Beware, and that is the Ghostbuster. You didn't get to see it that often because it was his finisher, meant he was going to win, right? Coco didn't win very much.
Yeah.
At least not on TV.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the only house show I ever seen Coco when he went over.
No shit.
I remember him throwing down on some kid at an indie show who took that bump so well, I thought he was hurt.
Oh, shit.
Because it can. I mean, let's take a look at this again. It can legitimately go really bad in 1/8 of a second. That is not just a broken neck,
Yeah.
all the way up your back, man. You are a goner if you take that wrong.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I've taken one early when I started. It wasn't bad, but I would never do it again.
That's ridiculous. And and the reason that we're doing this, guys, again, is to let you know that when you sit in the crowd at a wrestling show and you start talking about how shit's all fake and they fucked up and blah, 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 man, shut the hell up. Because every single second that we spend in that ring, our lives are on the line. Whether you want to believe it or not, if you don't, you're stupid and you got no business watching it in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about that trust, man.
And it's about the ability. I mean, you could trust me all day long, and if I dropped you on your head right here, that would be it for you. The night's over. Your career is probably over.
But basically it's all about trusting people, right? That sucks, man. Like you're basically putting yourself in, like, okay, if I'm taking a bump, you got to protect me. It's
some of the best matches I've had though in my wrestling career was with people that I did not get along with. Because, whether, outside the ring, all that animosity you might feel towards the boys, you got to leave it there, man. You got to leave. You don't even bring it to the locker room. You just leave it in your car.
Yep.
Like me and old Schizo. We used to fucking, what do we do all the time? Yo, Schizo, are we cool or do we not like each other today?
Yeah.
Where are we at with this? All right.
50 shot.
What's that?
It's always a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, and you never know. We always may have stepped outside. You never know. Never happened, unfortunately. Yeah. I whooped his ass at his house. So, enough said, out in front of his house in the middle of the night. So my turn. Now, people aren't necessarily going to agree with this because they don't really understand or know the physics or the impact of the bump that goes along with it. But a jackknife is a nasty bump. So nasty that Bob Backlund took it once. And for the rest of that little house show 8-month feud that they had, wrestling 5 nights a week, he would not do it again. He did it for him once so he could get the belt and it looked legit and Bob didn't look weak. And that was it. He wasn't going to do it again.
He just didn't throw it. I mean, you're taking your bump and essentially, but that person that's, delivering it, they got
needs to not drive you.
Yeah, not drive you or, that's.
And that's another thing about wrestling, guys, is even a body slam can go sideways if the other guy doesn't do it right. Like, I don't pick somebody up and drill their asses to the fucking mat. You just don't do that. It's supposed to look like you did it. You, as the viewers, are supposed to believe that we did it. But we're not supposed to actually do it. When you hook somebody up for a power bomb, it's just emotion. It's not even real. You shouldn't even be holding them as you're going down with them.
Yeah.
It's just, and there you go. And you take your own fall. Then if you get hurt, it's your own goddamn fault. But then you get these giant strongman crowbars like Nash, who would just drill you, Sid, who would just drill you.
Yeah, with no care in the world.
None at all, because they go, you'll be fine. And if not, they'll bring me the next guy because I'm somebody and, you're not.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Fuck. It's hot today in Florida, Jack. I'll tell you.
Getting attacked by the bugs?
No, it's just muggy. It's been raining all goddamn day long. And it's just,
damn.
It's not pretty. Like I go outside, my glasses fog immediately. Of course.
Of course.
Of course. So what's your thoughts on a power bomb?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's again, you're putting that trust in that person, unfortunately, that's throwing the power bomb. So, I mean, my advice is, these protect yourself as best you can. Keep that fucking chin tucked.
Always tuck your chin. Just
Yeah,
like soldiers
always.
will say, always wear your helmet in the field. Always, always tuck your chin.
But yeah, it essentially comes down to the person with the motion that's throwing it. They can determine how fucked up it is, or if they do okay.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. And you know, that by itself, the power bomb is just such a rough ass bump to take. And I used to tell students all the time, like people are afraid to take a bump off the top rope. I say it's okay. Believe it or not, a bump off the top rope hurts less than like a standard, scoop slam or something.
Yeah.
But from that high, when you go up correctly for a power bomb, by the time you're coming down, you should be dick to forehead with them before
Yeah.
you start your descent.
Yeah.
So you look at Nash, and that's, a 7-foot drop from where your nuts are, not from where your shoulders are.
Gosh.
From where your shoulders are, it's like a, 9-foot bump.
Oh yeah.
It's silly. To me, a power bomb is a very silly finisher. But that's just me.
I mean, it was big. It was big, obviously in the late 80s and 90s, but it's
people do a power
really
bomb now, just as a spot move. They don't even do it like a finisher anymore.
No. And it's just, yeah, it's lost its value.
All right, Chris, your turn. Why don't you go ahead and pick one?
Let's go with that one.
What? Son of a bitch.
It's Black Diamond throwing that wild driver.
No. Black Diamond did a sharpshooter.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Wild Thing does the wild driver, buddy. Don't get it twisted, you piece of shit. Anyway, do you want to try to pick a real one now?
Sure. All right.
All right. What do you got? Look at that. We're going back to Nash again. Or that might be Undertaker right there, but a choke slam.
Yeah.
A choke slam can go wrong so many ways that people just don't realize. Because again, in wrestling, every move that you do, there's mechanics to it, right? It's got to be pull back, set, boom, set. There's mechanics to everything that you do in a choke slam. So, well, what do you think, Chris?
No, 100%, man. A lot of things can go wrong, timing and everything. I mean, like you said, a lot of mechanics to a choke slam is, grab the neck, put the arms up, get down low. Person's got post.
Well, you also missed the beginning when you go for a choke slam. You don't grab them by the neck. You don't snatch them by the neck. Right here, you start. You make contact and you slide up. In the meantime, I've got time to get my hands up, so it looks like you just reached out and snatched me up.
Yeah. Versus, and then
like a lot of fucking douchebags that throw choke slams do.
Mm-hmm.
Just reach out and yank you by your throat and try to drag you in, and I'll break a motherfucker's nutsack if he does that to me. As I'm not going to say a name, but a mutual acquaintance of ours found that out when he snatched me up for like the 25th time. Like, fuck this. Boom, right in the ding ding.
You had your limit.
I did. And then, yeah, exactly. You've got to make sure to remember to get that arm thrown over. Because if not, they can't bump. They're just going to fall.
Yeah.
You've got to get the timing right of yanking them up. You've got to give them their time to post. And how do they know? You're going to reach back and give their back a slap. And then you're going to let them know with a little boom, boom. Here we go. And then up you go. And now what? What comes next?
Yeah.
This. That's it. Oh.
You mean the same motion like a power bomb?
Yeah, not this. Not grabbing them by the neck, snatching them up hard, and driving them down hard. that's some bullshit.
Yeah. It should be, I mean, the proper way is the lift release. Like, let them take their own fucking bump. But
And by the way, anybody out there who's new to the business, when you are taking a choke slam, please, for the love of God, kick your feet out before you go down. Okay? Just do that. It's important. Go up
we'll get
straight,
there.
go up straight, and then kick your feet out before you go down. Don't start to go down and then adjust your body accordingly. That's your responsibility on how to take that bump safely.
Oh, yeah. And the higher you get your legs up, the better it's going to be.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you do a warpath choke slam like I took, where I kicked my knees up so high and we came down so violently that I kneed myself in the eyeball. You remember that?
Yeah.
Had a big old shiner. Like, God damn it. And Ruben's like, I didn't do that to you. No, I did that to me. It's cool.
Whoa.
Oh, God, I love that guy. All right, so I'll go ahead and pick our next one now. Let's go with, God damn it, Chris.
Oh, darn.
You know, I dislike you on so many levels. It's staggering. It's just staggering. Uh-oh. Shut your mouth. How dare you smack about the love of my life. Nash's power bomb is beautiful. Well,
All right.
what the fuck do you know? That's right.
He wants to powerbomb you right now.
Man, you know what? I wouldn't let him powerbomb me.
No, you powerbomb the fan.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I mean, no, I would never do that. Okay. We've only got one more, but we can bullshit about something else. And I consider this probably one of the most deadly, lethal, or potentially deadly finishers in professional wrestling. And that happens to be Chris Casanova's Japanese suplex. And here is an actual picture of that spot. That's right. There's Chris throwing it on a girl. But this picture is a great illustration. I want everybody to note the one who's throwing it, how the toes are poised. They're kicking off the balls of the feet. That's actually very, very proper. Now let's look at the other girl who's landing on her head. She didn't tuck her chin. And that's why we're telling you guys, for the love of fuck, always tuck your chin. Because I mean, and you know, and anybody who's in the business and anybody who's in school has at least once not tucked their chin. And you get that red hot nail piercing from the back of your skull all the way through your brain, right to the front and pulsing out to your temples. You don't tuck your chin correctly once, you're probably never going to make that mistake again.
No. Yeah. It's a quick learning lesson for sure.
Unless, of course, you get bumped too hard and you just lose it. But in that case, you're under attack, and you better get down with the getting down, baby. So we have any honorable mentions we want to put out there? Because I know we went over the like the shooting star and things like that. And like any of those top rope and do some kind of a mad flip down to land on your opponent for the big 1, 2, 3. Any of those are lethal.
What do you think of the DDT?
I think that you know, I've never liked the DDT, but it's not because of the spot itself. It's because nobody knows how to fucking do it anymore. They grab you around the neck and they throw it down there. They don't loosen up. They legit drive your head into the mat. And then they can't understand why you're not selling it. You're just kipping up and double legging them and stretching them. They're like so offended. How could you? What do you mean, how could I? You, Mark. Who the fuck booked you? What do you think of the DDT?
Take a couple deep breaths.
I am. I would take it from Jake, fucking 7 days a week and twice on Sundays.
Absolutely. That he's master. There's a reason why he was.
That's
He
right.
threw it so delicately that I mean, it looked devastating, but everything was correct about it. How he
Yep.
did it. He just nice little bump, and he wouldn't drive you down. He'd have your head loose. They would take their own
Real
bump.
loose. Real loose. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful. Um,
I was
and then
Honky was telling me real quick about that one time that Jake threw it on DiBiase, and they're in the back, and DiBiase's like, Jake, when you throw the DDT and you should really cinch me up a little bit more and then go for it. And Jake's just staring at him, and finally Honky goes, fuck yeah, Jake, you should drive his face right through the goddamn man. Jake's like, look, Ted, I've been doing this my entire career. So I'll throw it and you take it and we'll go home. And Ted was like, oh, okay. Could I believe Ted could have legit probably kicked hell on Jake Roberts, right?
yeah, for sure. I don't think Jake was a real fucking
Tough guy.
tough guy. Yeah.
Yeah. We all know Ted was. I mean, Christ, I remember watching on TV DiBiase just smack the Dingo Warrior from ring to ring, just led him around by the paint. It was just like, let's go. Now you're going to come over here, right by the nose. Now you're going to come over here.
Jeez, DiBiase, man, he was legit for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm sorry I cut you off though. What's your final thought on the DD?
No, you didn't cut me off. It was yeah, the way Jake threw it, it was completely awesome. And then Arn kind of threw it a little stiff, I thought.
I think Arn throws everything a little bit stiff, but you could see, like, if you frame by frame it, even especially, I would bet you would see that he's letting go before they hit the mat. Like Arn doesn't, he grabs you in, makes it look legit, but he does let go before you hit.
It looks good though. It looks like he's cinching it a little bit more, but I don't know. It just looks fucking dead. It looks.
I think
fucking
Arn
brutal.
cinches everything. You know,
No doubt.
the enforcer, that wasn't just a gimmick. That's just who he was. Don't make me fuck you up because I will.
Yeah.
But I think everybody in the original Horseman was a tough guy except Flair.
And maybe, Luger, maybe.
No, the original Horseman.
You know about Ole, Arn, and Tully?
Yeah, and Flair and then JJ. Out of all those guys, the only real legit not shooter was Flair.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's not a secret. I'm not blowing up Rick's spot, right? Like everybody knows that Rick's one of the greatest goddamn wrestlers of all time. But if he gets into a real scrape, I don't know, he might not have anything going for him.
There's people around him always.
Oh, thanks, Connie. She's calling us stars. That's very nice.
Just stars everywhere.
Now, see, Doug can speak firsthand to me giving him a DDT right on the asphalt at Taco Bell and almost busting his head open.
Is your high school days?
Yeah. Well, the cops pulled in. We were standing at Taco Bell, and all the cops in our little hick town knew us. So when they see us, they'd be like, "Hey guys, gonna be wrestlers. These guys are wrestlers. Hey, give us a little show." So we would, and I threw a DDT on him at Taco Bell parking lot, about killed him.
Oh, nice!
Right in front of the cops. So it would have been, if he did die, at least it would have been an easy transition into jail.
So it can be dangerous. Someone can, if you don't want to do it right.
Yeah, especially when you do it on the fucking asphalt. He's sitting there picking pieces of gravel out of the inside of his poor forehead.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck him, that's what he gets. And by the way, if you want to feel sorry for Doug Damien and express those sympathies, feel free to join us on Ghosted every single Monday right here on the Antisocial Network at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Chris, while we're on the subject of discussing upcoming things, guys, we are just dead ass excited to keep moving forward with the new concept we have called Gut Shank Theater. It's basically the Antisocial Network's answer to Mystery Science Theater 2000, where we all get together and we turn on a movie and we just have the best time, because there are going to be the worst movies we could possibly present to you. Now, I did want to, Chris, I wanted to show off a quick commercial of the movie we're going to be showing, except it's not loaded onto the WrestleShoot profile, so we're going to switch over to Ghosted. Ta-da! Chris, welcome to Ghosted, brother.
What?
I'm glad you could
Is that
come.
Ouija
I'm glad
behind
you
me?
could join us. Anyway, guys, look, this is a preview of the movie that we're going to be watching in Gutshank Theater coming this Sunday. It's going to feature myself, the pretty thing over here, Chris Casanova. We're going to have Doug Damien, who might be making a bit of a late arrival. One of our really old acquaintances, Sumate. And then we have DOC and Ms. Demeanor. And we're all going to be watching this B-rated 80s horror movie together. And this is what we're going to be watching.
The Tri-Delta sororities having their initiation tonight.
Yeah? Delta Delta?
It's part of the ritual.
You make it sound like we're devil worshippers or something.
An infraction will require punishment. Painful punishment.
We're only looking.
I'm gonna break into the bowling alley at the mall tonight. Bring me back some kind of souvenir as proof that you were there.
Jeez, this place is weird.
Well.
Companies arrived.
Nowhere to run to.
Ha, you damn right. That's going to be a lot of fun. Now, guys, unfortunately, because
I love
we're
the 80s
airing
music behind it.
unfortunately, because we're airing this thing publicly, we had to weed out the chesticles. So we had to kind of edit over those. And I know we just lost like 40% of our viewership who was going to come. And we're back on WrestleShoot.
Oh,
Thanks for joining us. Wasn't that weird, Chris? We just transported over to Ghosted magically.
it's like fucking something from Star Trek.
I'm saying it's Trek, not track, you damn dummy.
Trick. How about Trick?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I just wanted an excuse to play something that was going to say fuck you to you today. Can I do one more?
One more what?
One more fuck you?
Sure.
Okay.
Fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
I want to do that to you.
I love the hamburger to the face.
I want to do that to you, Babs.
Oh, God. Whew. I guarantee you, Chris, when we played that Sorority Babes commercial, Doug popped. He's probably driving his car, playing it on his phone, and he popped for it. All right. Look, it's going to be a short one. We're coming in at 30 minutes. So we're all out of finishers to go over.
Time to go home.
I think next week we should go over the most bullshit and fake looking finishers they've ever used, right?
Ooh, we can't.
Hey, God damn it, Chris, stop doing that.
Yeah.
No. You know, before we go off the air,
That's our headline. That's our picture.
let me just say this to you before we go off the air. I'm really getting a little fucking